the news soon spread abroad that Jesus, King of Israel, had come to Bethany, and all the people of the town came forth to greet the king. And Jesus, standing in the midst of them, exclaimed, "Behold, indeed, the king has come, but Jesus is not king. The kingdom truly is at hand, but men can see it not with carnal eyes, they cannot see the king upon the throne. This is the kingdom of the soul, its throne is not an earthly throne, its king is not a man. When human kings found kingdoms here, they conquer other kings by force of arms, one kingdom rises on the ruins of another one. But when our Father God sets up the kingdom of the soul, he pours his blessings forth, like rain, upon the thrones of earthly kings who rule in righteousness. It is not rule that God would overthrow, his sword is raised against injustice, wantonness and crime. Now, while the kings of Rome do justice, and love mercy and walk humbly with their God, the benediction of the triune God will rest upon them all. They need not fear a messenger whom God sends forth to earth. I am not sent to sit upon a throne to rule as Caesar rules, and you may tell the ruler of the Jews that I am not a claimant for his throne. Men call me Christ, and God has recognized the name, but Christ is not a man, the Christ is universal love, and love is king. This Jesus is but man who has been fitted by temptations overcome, by trials multiform, to be the temple through which Christ can manifest to men. Then hear, you men of Israel, hear, look not upon the flesh, it is not king, look to the Christ within, who shall be formed in every one of you, as he is formed in me. When you have purified your hearts by faith, the king will enter in, and you will see his face." And then the people asked, "What must we do that we may make our bodies fit abiding places for the king?" And Jesus said, "Whatever tends to purity in thought, and word, and deed will cleanse the temple of the flesh." There are no rules that can apply to all, for men are specialists in sin, each has his own besetting sin. And each must study for himself how he can best transmute his tendency to evil things to that of righteousness and love. Until men reach the higher plane, and get away from selfishness, this rule will give the best results. Do unto other men what you would have them do to you. And many of the people said, "We know that Jesus is the Christ, the King who was to come, and blessed be his name." Now, Jesus and his 6 disciples turned their faces toward Jerusalem, and many people followed them. But Matthew, son of Alphaeus, ran on before, and when he reached Jerusalem, he said, "Behold, the Christine has come." The multitudes came forth to see the king. But Jesus did not speak to anyone until he reached the temple court, and then he opened up a book and read, "Behold, I send my messenger, and he will pave the way, and Christ, for whom you wait, will come unto his temple unannounced. Behold, for he will come, says God, the Lord of hosts." And then he closed the book, he said no more, he left the temple halls, and with his 6 disciples, went his way to Nazareth. And they abode with Mary, Jesus' mother, and her sister, Miriam.